Now, this woman is at the forefront of the fight against human trafficking. Katie Ford has been helping those who are exploited and forced to work under inhumane conditions. Now, how serious is this problem here in the Philippines and around the world? To help us understand that a little bit more, we have Katie Ford with us. She's the founder of Freedom for All. And, well, good morning. And
good morning.
Welcome back to the Philippines.
Thank you.
You have been, you mentioned, traveling back to the Philippines for 30 years. But for human trafficking and the advocacy that you're working on right now for 10 years. Where are we at? The improvements you have seen?
You know, when I started working in this, both I and most people had never heard the term human trafficking. Now most people know about it. I don't think at the beginning we knew how big the problem was around the world, and 40 million people are in slavery today. And some are in sex trafficking, being forced into sex trafficking, and some are in forced labor where they're not being paid and being locked up and can't get away.
And so with that, what would you say would be the best recourse? I know you mentioned earlier about the situation. I mean, you need to travel a lot. I mean, you need to go abroad to find, better work.
Well, people do go abroad. That's a reality that you can earn more abroad sometimes than in your home country. So what you need to do to prevent it, or to try to prevent it, is to use legitimate recruitment agencies to make sure a contract is the same in two countries, and to have a place where you can call in the country where you're going to if there's an emergency. The other part is have two phones. So if your employer takes away one phone, you have a backup phone and hide it.
Okay, so just better protocol measures. I mean, we know they're in place, but sometimes they're just not implemented in the women there.
And one other thing is frequently people's passports are taken away from them. So it's very good to have a copy hidden away.
There you go. How many exactly women and children are affected?
Well, almost half of that.
Yeah.
And so 20 million. And for Filipinos in particular, they're vulnerable because 10% of your GDP is remittances. And so when you are traveling abroad, you're vulnerable. However, there's also trafficking within the Philippines. And the group I work with, Voice of the Free, deals with a lot of young children who have been used for cyber sex.
So tell us more about Voice of the Free. Tell us more what it's about and,
Voice of the Free has been working for 30 years to rescue young women and now children from being used for sex and who may have been harmed in domestic work. The government brings them to Voice of the Free for their rehabilitation and education.
Okay, and with that, you're back here, and you are going to have a talk later on today?
That's right. Tonight at 7, we're going to speak at Manila House. And it's been really heartening over the years how that has grown, and to see how local partners have grown for Voice of the Free.
Well, so we're so lucky to actually have you here and be so passionate at what you do and helping so many people. Moving forward, what are the other projects that you have in store for whether with Voice of the Free or Freedom for All movement?
Well, what I'm hoping here is to get more people involved with Voice of the Free, because foreigners know it, I think, better than people domestically.
Okay.
So that is my goal for the next 3 years for them. They have other goals of how they're treating the young girls.
Okay, so that's better, just more being better educated and just being actively involved. I know a lot of people
actively involved.
Yeah, because we do hear it, but then we just let it slip by without actually getting our hands wet.
Well, it's hard to know what to do.
Okay, so there you go. What can we do?
People don't know sometimes what they can do. Well, the most important is to donate just even small amounts, because they need simple things. The girls live there, they need rice.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, sometimes it's so simple you can't believe it. Toothbrushes and clothes and computers but on top of that, you know, when people have skill sets that apply, it can be somebody doing a strategy for them. It's some Macquarie that's having Women's Day celebration is doing their launching their website, the new website for Voice of the Free. And I know they need a teacher for how to use computers.
Okay, wonderful. Lots of opportunities out there and lots of ways wherein we can help. Thank you so much for being with us. And we look forward to having you, you know, for the next so many years. For as long as you're here, we know we're in good hands.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Katie Ford, for Freedom for All movement.